Hello guys, and welcome to my second manga haul of the month. I actually already recorded this video, but of course, after recording everything, I realized that my phone wanted to hate me today and not record any audio, so now I'm doing it all over again. But here's part 2 of the manga haul that I posted earlier this month. I believe this haul around I got probably over 20 volumes. And then the first one I got around 15. So January was definitely quite a big month for me in concerns of manga. And primarily that was due to sales. Usually I don't get this big of haul. I mean, I'd still get a decent one, but definitely not this big. But like I said, the sales definitely influenced me and made me buy a lot of manga and kind of splurge a little bit. So without any ado, let's get into this manga haul. So the first series that I'm going to do today will be, I'm trying to look, Vertical, or First Publishing House, whatever you want to say. So I got volumes 7, 7, 8, and 9 of Ajin Demi-Human. I really wish that I had actually picked up a few more volumes with this series. I think I'm got maybe 5 more to go until I'm actually complete with it all. Ajin to me feels like one that I really didn't start, like I always liked the story and the premise, but I didn't really feel like I needed to get the next volumes until now. And I think that's due to the main character actually having some growth. Like in the beginning, I was like, I'm not too particularly fond of this main character. You know, nothing makes me want to cheer for him to actually kind of like make it out in the end. I much preferred a lot of the side characters, but now I'm starting to like the main character a little bit. So I wish that I had picked up the rest of the volumes because now it's ending on these type of like cliffhangers. Now that I'm actually enjoying the characters a little bit more, I really wish that I could read the next series or the next volume. So my Barnes & Noble isn't particularly good when it comes to keeping volumes of manga in stock. That I think Ajin only has volume 1, so I can't necessarily pick it up in store, which I do tend to prefer to like to do just because depending on where you buy manga, the shipping can take forever, and I'm not fond of waiting like 2 weeks to get volumes or like a week. So typically I do prefer to buy it in store, but my Barnes & Noble is not very good at keeping things in stock, even with new releases. Some releases they'll have like on the day of release, and then other ones you have to wait like 2 months before they even come on shelf. And if you call them and ask them about it, they're just like, oh, well, we didn't get shipped them or whatever. I mean, it's this whole thing. So Ajin I'm probably going to have to buy online, so I don't think I'll be getting it soon. I want to, but it just depends on if I break down and want to wait. I found that Barnes & Noble, if you buy online, their shipping isn't terrible. Usually it will come in like 5 days, but I have problems with websites like Right Stuff just because they do, I find, take forever. And I've heard that if certain volumes aren't in stock, but you buy them, that they won't ship out the rest of the order until the volume is in, which I'm not particularly fond of. And I don't know if that's true, but that's probably, I mean, it has stopped me from buying some manga from them and then just going to Barnes & Noble, because if it's not in stock, they'll ship it still. I mean, they'll ship the rest of the order and then that volume later on. So I got those 3 volumes of Ajin Demi-Human. So the second series that I got from Vertical this time, I went ahead and bought the remaining volumes to complete it up to English release. So I have volumes 5, 6, 7. If it falls, it falls. Then I also have volumes 8, 9, 10, And the last volume being 11 of Witchcraft Works. So like I said, I'm up to English release on this series. I really actually enjoy this series. It's interesting. I like the comedy, romance. It's starting to dwell into deeper things. I think sometimes it gets a little bit of a bad rap, or at least I've seen online, but I've actually overall enjoyed it. It does have some little cliches like sister complex, which honestly, it just makes me laugh when I see that come up because it's just funny to me. But the artwork's actually pretty good. I'm not going to show the artwork from volume 11 just because it is I kind of like the later in the series, and so things are kind of happening that tie into the rest and stuff. So I figure if I show something from volume 5, we should be good. So it does have actually quite decent artwork. Actually, the icon for this channel comes from this series, Evermillion, so of course I like it. But yeah, I watched the anime a few episodes, and it wasn't terrible, but definitely prefer the manga version of this one, and I'm excited to see where it kind of continues on, since we're starting to dwell into some different things, not so much the fighting between the witches, but more the backstory. So that's the end for this one. So moving on, I figured we'd go right into these 2 volumes. I bought volume 4 and volume 5 of Spice and Wolf. Like I said in the previous video, I'm just kind of picking up Spice and Wolf as I go. Definitely not top priority for me, but I'm just starting to collect them. I'm still iffy on either buying the light novel or the manga, like continuing on with the manga. I'm thinking that I'll probably continue with the manga and then pick up the light novel, just volume 1, see how I like it and how it compares. You can definitely tell that when reading through the manga version of this, that it does have a lot of backstory and a lot of depth to it. Or depth. I have problems saying certain words. But, so it'd be interesting to read the light novel and kind of see how much further it takes the story, since it's already fleshed out in the manga, so I wonder how much more it is in the light novel. As you can tell, I can't really show any artwork on this one. It is still in plastic wrapped. I have yet to read 4 and 5. I'm actually only in volume 2, I think, halfway through that one. So I have 3, and I just need to read it. Really, I think the only reason I'm staying around is for, I'm going to say her name wrong, Hollow, I think. So, yep, those are the 2 volumes I got of Spice and Wolf. I figured that instead of going straight to the kind of single volumes I bought this month, that I would cover the other series I got. So the first 2 volumes of the series I got for pretty cheap. I think I got the first 2 for only like $2. And I had seen the series a lot and was interested in it, just never really I was interested but didn't see it at my Barnes & Noble because, like I said, they do not keep anything in stock. They're like the worst at keeping things on stock. So I didn't see the first 2 volumes and always wanted to pick it up. I only ever saw volume 7. So I waited and looked and then saw the first 2 volumes for only $2 and was like, okay, I'll buy this right now. Like, I want to read it. And I'm so unbelievably happy that I did, because I absolutely love this series. It's blown my mind. So I have volumes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9. This is definitely was a binge. I mean, I'm already up to date. Like, this is up to date on the English release, and then I read everything in like 2 days. And that was just because I was busy and didn't have any more time to kind of fit them in. But oh my goodness, I absolutely adore this series. This probably, at least to me, is in probably my top 5 favorite of what I own right now. It's a if you like kind of historical type of stories, then you'll really enjoy this. If I'm not mistaken, it is based loosely off of Shakespeare. So in about like it's between the House of York, House of Lancaster, all that type of stuff. I'm really big into historical fiction type of books, manga, whatever. When I used to read a lot of the equivalent of light novels in America, young adult, when I used to read all of that, I was always, it had to be historical fiction. So I absolutely love this series. The characters, they're all different. Some of them you're like, oh yeah, I hate them, but then some of them you just want to see them like make it out alive, and you know they're not gonna make it out alive. Yeah, I really don't have enough words to describe how much I love this series. It actually kind of surprises me that this series is not marked as explicit. It's pretty dark, pretty gory, pretty messed up. I'll try and see if I can show I'm trying to look through. I'm not going to show artwork from these volumes because of the fact that they are later in the series, and they'll throw some spoilers out there for sure. And the last volume got me messed up, volume 9. So I'm trying to find one and trying to find some pages that aren't explicit and not gonna get this video in trouble. Because, like I said, honestly, I am so surprised this isn't marked as explicit. It is so dark and twisted and messed up. When I picked up the volumes, I was not expecting it to be this dark, kind of really weird at times. Really, really, really weird. And there's a lot of relations, I guess, and they get really into those relations. So honestly, I'm very surprised that it's only rated teen. I feel like this is a series that could really do well with maybe an explicit mark, and that's what always confuses me when I read these other series and they're marked like explicit and wrapped and everything, but then like they maybe have one kind of scene that you really like, okay, well, yeah, maybe that's explicit, and then you have like a book that's really all messed up and explicit and like gory and dark, and makes you kind of sit there and try and process what's happening. So I'll flip through volume 1 because I feel like we should be pretty good on that one. It doesn't get too explicit in this one. So a little disclaimer, and I'll show you in the next one because I'm going to show some of two too. For people who it's not even that type of relationship. The main relationship in this novel is between, or what I would say is the main relationship, is between Richard and Henry. So before you people freak out, what it's based off of, Richard is not, let me see. So Richard, this dude, or I don't even know what to call, is considered both genders. He's both female, both male. They kind of consider him a demon because of this. It all ties into the story. So the main relationship is kind of between Henry and Richard, and it gets pretty brutal later on. Like, honestly, I was crying towards the later series because I just can't understand why we can't let Richard be happy. But yeah, it really makes you think about things. You know, it makes you think about their actions and like why they're being caused to do this, and when they lose their mind type things. But honestly, I cannot recommend this series enough. It's not the most, they're $9.99, so not the most expensive thing in the world. The artwork's really nice, really good artwork. I've never been, like, displeased with it the whole time I've read it. It's really, really nice. Probably one of my favorite artworks, if I had to say. I'm trying to find where they do justice to some of these people. But yeah, definitely one of my favorite artworks. And probably one of my favorite stories as of this moment in time. Like, I would put this close to being up par with, at least to my, like, what I like, to, like, Platinum End, which I really enjoyed, Noragami, type of thing. So it's definitely top for me at this moment in time. I don't know if it would change in future volumes, but honestly, how the story is going, I don't think my opinion will change for the worse. I think it will only change for the better. So since I do like this series so much, you can probably expect a kind of review on it, probably one that's just very basic, kind of tells a story type one, and then another review that's very in-depth, spoilers, like really look at everything type stuff. So that's it for this series. So after that, I'm moving into the single volumes. So I will start first with Yam Press. I have volume 9 of Bungo Stray Dogs. I'm up to release now in Bungo. I think most people know Bungo, if not from the manga, then the anime. I see a lot of people watch it. It's a really big fandom. My favorite character, and I cannot say his name, and I will not attempt to say his name because I butcher it every time. So there's like no point in me trying to like really, really butcher it. But it's this guy. His name starts with an A. I will not say the rest because if I do, it's not going to be pretty. But he's my favorite in the series. Moving on from Bungo, I have volume number 12 of Horimiya. I probably said that wrong, not certain. I don't think Horimiya needs much of an introduction. I think everybody knows Horimiya. Really good comedy, romance. It always makes me laugh. I mean, if I'm feeling like down, Horimiya is usually my go-to because I know without a doubt something is going to make me laugh. So I don't think it needs much else to be talked about. So from there, I have 2 new series, or the first volumes of 2 new series that I picked up. These are both series that I looked at getting and then just kind of wanted to wait because I didn't really want to pay the full extent of the price, and so I found them decently cheap and in good condition. I don't really know much about either one of them, but like I said, I had wanted to get into collecting them, so I'm just going to read the first volume, kind of see where it's going, and then decide if I want to continue reading it. So the first volume I have is To Your Eternity. All I know about this is it's by the same person who did A Silent Voice, and that's pretty much it. So I haven't really looked through. I mean, I think I've seen the artwork's pretty good, and I've heard the story's pretty good, so it's just actually getting the time to read it. My reading time has been put elsewhere towards some of the other series, but I'll definitely get to it soon and then kind of decide if I'm going to keep kind of collecting or just kind of give up on it. So after that, another series like To Your Eternity, where I only have the first volume. I have the first volume of Wake Up Sleeping Beauty. Don't know much about this. I just knew that at one point in time I kind of wanted to collect it, so I got the first volume. I don't, like I said, know anything really. I mean, the artwork looks pretty good. I can't say too much. I've yet to actually pick it up and read it. It's just been kind of on my shelf. So there's that. So that was the last manga I got for this month, but I also picked up a light novel this month. So I have volume 1 of Defeating the Demon Lord is a Cinch if you've got a ringer. So I don't know too much about this. I've always seen it and kind of wanted to pick it up. And so I found it not too expensive, not too bad, picked it up. I haven't yet to read it. My biggest thing is I don't know if I'm going to necessarily like it. I'm not too big into the genre of, I'm going to probably say it wrong, isekai, I think is how you say it, not 100% certain. So I'm not too particularly into genres like that or a lot of your like questing ones unless there's something like on the side that really makes me want to continue to read it. I just never been really big into type of like that stuff. So I don't really know how I like it. Really what made me want to get it is the title. Really is what drew me to it. So I've yet to read it. Don't really know what it's about. I'll pick it up soon, kind of read through the first volume, decide. I'm not 100% certain if I'll end up continuing to collect it. I really want to start getting more into the light novels and start trying to mainly collect that. It's just finding series that are good. But I've seen that there are a lot of good light novel series that will be releasing soon from some of the publishers. So I'm definitely looking forward to picking up some of the new series I've seen. So like I said, January was definitely a really big month for me in terms of purchasing manga. I have quite a few releases that I need to pick up in February, and then quite a few series that I will plan on trying to complete, like Ajin next month and in March. So yeah, if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you have anything to say, comment. I mean, I honestly enjoy trying to interact with people, so if you comment, I will definitely reply back to you. And yeah, I've already figured out some things to do for this channel, so it definitely will be a lot more. I'll definitely post a lot more besides just manga hauls, because typically I'll probably only do like one manga haul a month. It was just like January was, with all the sales, I really spent a lot of money. So I figured, and I do have a few figures coming soon, so I'll probably do videos on them as well. So yeah, like I said, if you like the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all next time.